has a character of marsh. Everything fits with my concept and also fits with my character because I love to exhaust my emotion, my body energy, and it just works together. It's like a soulmate. I get very meditative once I covered with clay, and once I perform, I totally lose myself. So basically, I get camouflaged. Clay acts like my soul, my partner, my friend, my rival, my everything.
I think Ananta Datta, as an artist, I love the fact that she's very passionate about her work. When she performs, she's so immersed in her performance that she literally cuts herself out from the universe.
Is a true performance, and I've seen so many different performance artists. They're very alienating and they're very ambiguous, but her performance was like totally stimulating, and it connects with the audience.
The physical involvement that she needs for her work is crazy, you know. It's how many artists do you ever come across like that?
And I think overall she's a very genuine artist. You know, people have concepts and their performance, but their personality is totally different. But she totally lives that personality, and I really like that aspect in an artist.
Thank you so much for having us in this space of yours. It's beautiful, yeah. I mean, you spend your time in this place. It's
Thank you.
great.
It's my pleasure too.
I'm curious.
Okay.
A BA in history, a BFA in sculpture, MA in sculpture, MFA in sculpture.
4 degrees.
It's a lot of study on sculpture. And here we are in a space which is absolutely different from your practice of sculpture. Explain.
I think everything is coming from sculpture. The root is sculpture. Whatever you see, it's a basically installation, performance, sculpture. It's all combination of 3. So what I do, I create texture and then I keep spraying it on it. And then I get a little bit of time and I cannot let it live like that for half an hour.
It will dry off.
It will dry off, it will chip off. I sometimes wonder how much power I have in these 5 fingers. Seriously.
Yeah.
Thoda thoda hai.
In your performances, you know, when you're all covered in clay, you know, how does that transform you as a person?
I lose myself totally. I become a part of material. So literally everything transforms. My soul, my mind, my body, it immerses into the clay.
So when you're performing, how do you get to know your audience? I mean, how are they connecting with your performance?
I never felt any connection with my audience because I stay in a different world, totally transformed world, and I live there. And then once I'm done with performance, I hear what they felt. I cannot forget one instance. Last year I had a performance at Latitude 28. I was totally into the performance, covered with clay, the box was in front of me, and I was performing. You know, I was totally like meditative state. I lost my existence of my body and feeling everything. Then when I was done, I couldn't recognize anyone. I mean, for a second, not more than a minute, I believe. I was meeting people, but not recognizing.
How do you prepare for a performance like this? Because there's so much of physicality involved.
So what happens, I know very well it will require this much of labor, it will require this much of focus, this much of like teamwork and all that. But when it comes to my own body, I prepare way ahead of time.
You were always like this from your childhood, or it's something changed?
I was very protected, shy, but I had a love for art. Somehow it was like a dying love. I think I must say my father basically is the source of my inspiration. Yeah, because he was a judge, but he wanted to become an artist. Yeah, so
Wow.
he throughout in his life he worked like as a passion. He never got any incentive from anywhere, but he kept on working.
Because this is a very unique art form, very
Yes.
unique art practice. I'm sure to find sustenance is very difficult. So what were your struggles to, in this world of art?
Tell us from the beginning, like when you
Yeah,
started.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, my dad was like really happy to promote me as an artist, but he was also worried the way he felt in his past because it's very tough. At that time, there was no earning, there was no exposure, nothing. But my whole family supported me too. Okay, because I was very rebellious. I felt like I told them like, let me study or I will leave. So that was one of the reasons to study art. I never cared for money. Like I kept on working whatever I liked.
You wanted freedom and doing your own thing.
Yeah, I always loved freedom. I mean, still, I think if you see my work, that also symbolizes how free I am. I have no limits. If I feel like I want to cover this whole area, I feel like I can. It's a power of belief.
Know that as an art form, it's non-ticketed and it's temporary. How
Yes,
does
yeah,
a
think
performance
about it.
artist, monetize it for sustenance?
It's hard, but so far I'm blessed because I have been getting some grants and getting some support from collectors and some museums and who basically promotes this type of art. But it's extremely, extremely hard.
Give you an idea of what should be the purpose of art in today's society.
To me, it's totally letting yourself free to the society.
So we have with us here a student from the Pearl Academy. She's part of a mentorship cum experiential program and she'd like to meet you and ask you a question.
My pleasure.
Vandana?
Hi.
Anandita?
Nice to meet
There
you.
you.
Being a design student, I really want to know how would you use your material to design something?
My suggestion is to use my texture of my work because I use various different textures, various different colors. You can use my texture on your fabric and see how it looks.
It was a great experience to be here. Thanks for calling me here.
You were hard.
Oh,
Great. Bye.
Thank you so much. This was a great experience. What a time we've had.
I love you guys so much.
Love this.
Before we leave, let's do a selfie with you.
Okay,
Yeah?
sure.